Hey y'all, Justin with Kayak Catfish. Well, in today's video, I'm gonna be doing some more ultralight fishing. I've got my ultralight rod spooled with 2-pound test line, got some jig heads and some small plastics, and I'm just gonna catch whatever wants to bite. I've already been into some crappie out here earlier. It'd be great if I found some more, but yellow bass, largemouth, bluegill, whatever wants to play, I'm willing, because they all a dang good time on the ultralight. So I'm just gonna make my way up through here. I'm in a backwater creek, and you can probably tell the water here is really dirty. It's muddy. We had some rain last week and muddied up everything. And then we've had some warmer weather the last few days. A little chilly out here today, but the last few days has been in the 70s, and the water temps here where I'm at right now is 58 degrees in this creek. And it's brought all this bait in and a lot of the other fish like the crappie and the yellow bass and largemouth. All of those are back here feeding on those shads. So we could get a mixed bag here today. That's one of the really fun things about ultralight fishing is you truly never know what you're gonna hook into, but you're gonna hook into something. And as soon as I quit flapping my gums and get back to casting, we're gonna prove it. Stay tuned. So I'm gonna start out throwing a black and chartreuse crappie magnet on a 1/32 ounce jig head. Got that on my ultralight rod, St. Croix Panfish Series rod, 6 foot long, small Abu Garcia reel, and the 2-pound test line. And I'm gonna start out throwing this bait because, well, it's what I got tied on. May switch it up here at some point. I normally like throwing the gulp on my ultralight. I love those gulp minnows. You catch so many fish with them. But out here today in this dingy water, muddy water really, I want a little bit darker bait so these fish can see it a little better. So I'm gonna go between the crappie magnet. I may downsize, throw the trout magnet, which is a little bit smaller, same kind of just split tail plastic, and that's all these are. It's just a small split tail plastic. But they catch the heck out of fish because they represent what they're eating, which is just small bait fish. There he is. Let's see what this is, man. He's a digging, buddy. He is a digging. That's a yellow bass. I'll take it. I'm happy with that, man. These yellow bass, I'm telling you, pound for their size, they can flat out pull, and they will get you too. See them flare out that dorsal fin there? Them things are sharp as needles, along with his pectoral fins. They are a prickly fish, but they can flat out pull. Awesome, man. I'm gonna let him go apparently. I was gonna say I was gonna put him in the cooler, but apparently I'm gonna let him go. I'll show you what I'm looking at here on the screen right quick. I got the live scope, and I saw all of this. Now some of that's probably shad and whatnot, but there's some bigger marks in there, and I've seen some bigger marks kind of under them on the bottom. And so, you know, threw the crappie magnet in there, boom, yellow bass. So, you know, that's kind of what I'm looking for on the screen as I go down through here. I'm looking for fish. You know, you can see them in real time on the live scopes. I'm looking for concentrations of fish like that. And I'm gonna throw these jigs in there, and whatever it is, again, they're gonna eat a small plastic because it represents what they're eating, which is small bait fish. So let's see if we can get some more. Here's another one. Let's see what this is. It is. It's another yellow bass, man. Tighten my drag just a smidge. Keeps slipping on me there. This reel's getting old. These yellow bass, you know, I don't know how widespread they are throughout the country. We've got them. They're pretty prevalent here in East Tennessee where I live. Just about every body of water that I fish has them in there. Now, I don't know as far as going out and, you know, actively targeting them. I get on them occasionally. But for me to go out and say, well, they're going to be in this spot on this day, I couldn't tell you that. But if you got them where you fish at and where you live at, they're a worthy opponent on an ultralight rod. They can flat out pull. And they make some good catfish bait too if they're legal to use wherever you're fishing at. Now here in East Tennessee, we can use them. We can use anything here as long as it meets the minimum size and creel requirements. And these yellow bass, they don't have any minimum size requirements. I'm honestly not sure about as far as how many you can keep in a day. I'd never keep enough to matter anyway. But again, if you can use them for catfish bait, they'll work. And they stay on the hook. There's another one. Oh, he hit me. If you use them as live bait, they work really good for that too, because they're hardy. They're hardy on a hook. They'll stay alive and kick for a long time. Oh boy, he thumped it, man. He thumped it right there. What's this? That's another yellow bass. Oh man, you just felt wham. And he come up and got it, buddy. Oh, nice, buddy. Nice. I love that thump on the ultralight, man. I'm telling you, y'all, if you don't have an ultralight rod, you don't know what you're missing out on. I preach it in every ultralight video that I film. And I'm going to keep preaching it because it's just one of them things. Everybody needs an ultralight setup. You catch so many fish. You get a lot of bluegill throughout the year on the ultralight, especially if you're using the gulp. But I mean, heck, even a 5-6 inch bluegill on the setup is a heck of a battle, man. It puts a bend in the rod and can strip some drag, and it's just fun. This is just fun fishing. You're always getting bit. You've always got action going on. Unless you're just out and really high winds. That's about the only time. High winds, and then some days in the winter when it's just frigid cold and your hands are numb and you can't feel anything, it's hard to fish ultralight. If I can't feel the bite, whether it be from the wind blowing a bow in my line or just my hands being numb, in those situations, I can't hardly ultralight fish. But the rest of the time, you can come out with this setup right here and just flat out wear out some fish, day in, day out. 100 fish days are not uncommon at all. Right here's something. Right there's something. Let's see what this is, man. Whatever he is, he's a pulling. I hope it's another yellow bass. That's a big crappie. That's another big crappie right there. Yeah, buddy. Another big old crappie. Yeah, my other ultralight video for my regular audience, my last ultralight video you will have seen, was filmed a little while ago. I just got in some crappie up on a dock and just flat out wore them out. And I said, well, I'm gonna have an hour-long video if I keep going. I just better space it out. So when I decided to leave that dock, I thought I'm gonna film another video. There's another one. And I'm just moved on back in this creek looking on the live scope. I found these fish here. We got on the yellow bass, and now I think we own some more crappie. Yep, here's another one. Everything's gonna be in this creek right now. All these creeks with the water temperatures the way they are. Look at this one right here. This is another slab crappie. And the reason I ain't keeping some of these is because I got them. I got my bucket and some in my cooler there from earlier when I was filming that other video. Well, he wasn't coming free, was he? Good gosh. I may have to get the pliers on him. Good golly, y'all. That thing is buried in there. There we go. Goodness gracious. Look at that though, man. He's got that. I caught some there earlier with the mark, or in that last video, with that mark all the way up and down them there. Old skid mark's what I call it. Some people call it a racing stripe, skid mark. Depends on if it's on a fish's head or in your underpants is what people call it. Nice crappie. Let's stick this one on the board. Again, I ain't gonna keep him, but we'll put him on the board there, just see what he measures. Almost 13 inches, just shy of it. So, dang good crappie right there. We'll see you, buddy. They gone. Well, let's just throw back in here. And y'all again right here. See the marks there on the screen. I'm gonna get over here a little closer. I think there's a piece of brush or something over there, and but there's fish. Yeah, I'm kind of getting blown down the bank here, but there's fish all up and down through here. A lot of that's shad, but there's definitely some, I mean, everything's back here, man. The crappie, the yellow bass, shad, skipjack, blue, they all here. Let's try to catch some more. Right over there's a little piece of brush, and there's some fish all over it. And there's another one. They're all over that thing. It's 5 feet deep. Again, water temp's 58 degrees. And these crappie are back up in here, man. Old black and chartreuse crappie magnet getting it done in this dirty water. He'd be a keeper size. We're not going to throw him on the board, but he'd definitely keep. Got to be 10 inches to keep out here where I'm at today. I'm going to turn that transducer back around. That wind's blowing me. I'm going to get repositioned here. That wind's going to blow me up on it if I ain't careful. And we're going to make some more casts over there. Let's see if we can get another one up. Oh boy, I had one hit me. He hit it and missed. About knocked my plastic off there, didn't he? Let's fix that. Now let's make a few more casts over there. And y'all, this kind of fishing right here, you know, I've got the live scope obviously, and that's a big help. You can come down through here and really eliminate some water with a live scope. But you don't have to have a live scope. You could just be back here and just cast at all this. There's another one. You could just be back here casting at all this stuff. Hit all these brush piles and down trees and docks. It takes a little while, but you eventually get on them. I mean, I did that for a long time before I had a live scope. Here's a largemouth. We've got that other kind of bass now. He's a little old thing. I got a bass tournament coming up here in a few days. I'm gonna have to try to find me some largemouth or smallmouth bigger than that. I don't know if I will. Our weather's gonna change. We had this warm spell, a little bit cold today, or colder, I should say. It's in the 50s today. But then here in a few days, we're supposed to have a chance of snow possibly. It's gonna be lows in the 20s. Here's another one. Well, whatever it is a digging, man. Oh, he's a digging down there. I still don't know what he is. That's another yellow bass. I'm telling you, but they fight so hard. They will just tear you up. So we've got, right here, there's a little piece of brush comes out. We've got crappie, largemouth, and now yellow bass off that same brush pile. I may pull a different species out here before it's said and done. There's probably some bluegill on it too. Anyway, like I was saying, it's supposed to get cold again. Be down to 20s for lows, and the tournament day I think is going to be highs in the 30s. But I'm going to fish it because it's for a good cause. It's for the, oh, there's another one. That's a small one there. A little crappie. It's for the Fishing for Soldiers deal, and there's always a ton of good prizes. The money goes for a good cause. Smoky Mountain Service Dogs, where the proceeds go to. The local charity that raises and trains service dogs for disabled veterans. So great organization. Everybody that fishes the tournament has a chance, an entry into a raffle for a new Hobie kayak. So I'm gonna get out there and fish it. I may be cold and miserable all day long, but I'm gonna be out there fishing it. And I hope to get on a few bass bigger than that little largemouth that I got there a couple minutes ago. Got them weeds. I can catch the heck out of weeds. As many different species as you catch with an ultralight rod, you'll get a bunch of different species of weeds too with these jig heads. But man, you just flat out catch some fish doing this. I don't care if you got a gulp, a crappie magnet, any kind of small plastic. It's game on, man. Something hit me. Well, he's a digging too, whatever he is. Let's get him up here and take a look at him. Another yellow bass. These are just hard fighting fish, and these are pretty good size too for yellow bass standards. They a lot of times I get on them there in the summer months. They're 5-6 inches long. That's probably 8+ inches right there. He's lucky I ain't looking to keep no more fish today, or he'd be going in the live well or the cooler. Oh, another one. Just bumped me. That's got to be another yellow bass. Look at him go, man. Stay away from that motor now. Stay away from that motor. Oh, that's a bigger one right there now. Oh yeah, that's a nice yellow bass. Nice looking thing right there, man. Holy cow. Let me get my board on him. Hang on, Junior. We're going to measure you here. Let's get your measurements here, yellow bass. Oh, yeah. That in there about just over 10 1/4 inches. About 10 1/2. Yeah, he'll touch 10 1/2. Awesome, man. Awesome fish. Let's just make a few more casts over there. Old crappie magnet getting it done for me. Dark color here in the muddy water. It helps. I don't know about fish eyesight, but at least my eyesight, I can see the darker color better than I can the lighter colors. Throw back over there. I may need to reapply some of that old Procure stuff. I'm trying it out today. That gulp, you know, the gulp's got scent. Comes in those bags or the jars, got the scent on it. These crappie magnets and other plastics, they're just, they're just plastic. And so I'd noticed them saltwater fishermen, Elias, V, and Fishaholic and whatnot, they use the Procure stuff here. Now they've got it in like the shrimp and, different saltwater fish scents. So I picked me up some shad super gel here. I just dab a little bit of that on there. It don't stay on there very long, but gives it a little something extra, which definitely don't hurt, I don't think, especially in this dirty water. Because this, as muddy as it is, it's going to be hard for them fish to see, and these plastics here, they're not putting off a ton of vibration in the water column there. So anything that I can do to give myself an edge, I'm willing to do it. So if this stuff works out, I'll keep using it. If not, well, I'm just out a few bucks on that one jar. Oh boy, he hit it. What is that? Oh, that's a dang skippy. It's a dang skippy. Oh, here, he come back for it again. I was almost had that thing reeled up to the kayak here. Wasn't expecting it. I've seen a bunch of skipjack in this creek though, man. Everything's in here today. This warm water temps, it's got everything on the move. There's probably some catfish and stripers and everything up in here as well. I'm about to work my way down here to this dock, and that's, for my regular audience, what would have been the last video filmed earlier out here was where I got all them crappie at, on this dock down here. So I'm gonna sneak on down to it. It's been a little while since I fished it, so hopefully all them crappie that I sore lipped and spooked are ready to play again if they're still here. They was way up under that dock there earlier. We're getting on into the afternoon here. They may have moved, but I'm guessing they probably, as many that was here, there's probably still some around this dock, and I've got to hit it again before I call it a day. When you get on that many fish, y'all, and again, I'm probably the world's worst crappie fisherman, I don't deny it, but when you get on a number of fish and the quality of fish that I was getting earlier, which again, the last video, you got to take advantage of it. I do, at least anyway, because these opportunities don't come along very often for me. Fish. Let's get him on in here. I'm not seeing nearly as many crappie up under this dock as they were earlier. I think they may have moved on me, but there are still some over here. And so I'm gonna make a few more casts. But earlier they were thick under there, and they were way back up in there too. I mean, I had to cast way up under that second post at least to even have a chance at getting a fish. But they just don't seem to be there in as good a numbers as they was earlier. They've moved. Hopefully I'll run into them again down through here. There's one. I'll come out from that post now. Come out from that post for me. Don't do me like that. There you go. You won't be wrapping me up like that now. That ain't nice, Mr. Fish. I won't be nice to you and let you go. The least you can do is let me get my hands on you. Maybe get a picture with you if I feel like it. I ain't got to look at it yet still. Boy, he's a digging, man. Oh, that's a slab right there, buddy. That's another one of them old slab crappie. Let me get myself pushed off this dock. Look at that. Oh, man. Yeah, there ain't many on this dock right now like they was. But that one right there makes it worthwhile. Oh, man. Look at that, man. Let me get my measuring board. Oh, yeah. That's another one that'll go. That's another one right there. It'll hit that 13-inch mark. Awesome fish. Yeah, folks, I don't get crappie like that very often, but boy, when I do, I'm thankful for each and every one of them. They are a dang good time, especially on the ultralight. Get out of here, old crappie, before I change my mind on you. He gone. There's another one. I love this, y'all. Have I told you? It's so much fun. You know, with catfishing, there's a lot of sitting and waiting, a lot of downtime. With ultralight fishing, you getting bit early and often. It's another dang good crappie right here, man. That's another slab. Nice fish right there. Just stick him on the board. We got it still out here. Yeah, that right there will touch 12 inches. Dang good fish, man. You know, and the funny thing is, I'm not seeing, on the live scope, I'm not seeing a bunch of fish up under here. I mean, I see a few marks, but earlier they were just stacked. Now it's very few, but I mean, they're up under there and they are biting. So regardless of what the screen shows, if I'm getting bit, I'm gonna keep casting up under there. I'm just working that jig real slow. The marks that I saw earlier, the marks I'm seeing now, they're 2 to 4 feet deep. And so I'm just working it and throwing that jig up under there and just working it back real slow. Not doing any kind of erratic movements with it, just slow and steady. And if I get up under, oh, well, I got hit. You get up under there and put it in their face, and by gosh, they're gonna thump it. There's another good one. That's another good one right there. He's a pulling man. Yeah, these crappie are fun time, man. Fun time. And this is the one time a year that I can actually at least pretend I'm good at it. It's another one. I bet you he's probably in that 12-inch range too. Sure is. 12-inch on the line, buddy. Nice. Nice crappie. Crappie on the crappie magnet. Oh, I can nail that. I bet you I put some dents in that dock today. I mean, I've whooped the far out of that dock. If that dock had brains, it's got brain damage for many times as I've plunked it. It's going. If it was a football player, it'd have CTE. But when I cast where I need to, I'm catching some fish out from under there. There's another one. I swear there's more fish up under there than what I'm seeing on the dang screen. They're definitely still there. There, boy, he's thick. He's probably, another in that 11 to 12 inch range, but I mean, look at the girth on him, man. I'm gonna throw him back. I've kept some in my live well and in the cooler for some catfish bait. Out here, people will be on me about throwing all that food back and stuff, but our water's contaminated out here. These advisory warnings up about eating the fish out of here. Now, I don't know that the crappie are on that advisory list, but here's another one. I can get him out from under there. I don't know that the crappie's on that list, but by gosh, about everything else is. So if they all swimming in the same water, I sure ain't looking to chance it. This is another nice crappie, man. I gotta be careful. I'm gonna boat lift these things and break that daggone 2-pound line. Yep, another one there that's, I can get him on the board, about 12 inches. That's a nice, just keeper size, eater size crappie. And they put up a fight on this ultralight, man. But you got to get a cast way up under that dock to reach them. Oh, I had one hit me there. Let me make another cast. See if I can hit it from this angle. See what we can get. Again, I'm just throwing it up under there and reeling it real slow. Something tapped me right then. There's one. I think that's another crappie too. Feels like it. You feel that thump, you don't know what it is. Could be anything. That's another one with old skid mark up his head. Old racing stripe here. Come in here, crappie. Give me that jig back too. Look at that stripe up him. Got it on his nose all the way down to his lip. I wonder if them old crappie with skid marks on their head get made fun of by the rest of them. You know, normal kids in school make fun of each other and stuff when something's a little different. And them crappie there is definitely different, so I bet you they get made fun of. There's at least one of them with a nickname skid mark, I guarantee it. I got tapped. Oh, he's got it. I thought he just tapped it, and I saw my line start to swim. Of course, he's gonna find that pole over there. Don't break me off. Please don't break me off. I'm running low on them jig heads, though. 1/32 ounce crappie magnet jig heads. I got to get me some more. So I'm hoping not to get broke off anymore today. Oh, come out from under that kayak now. There you come. You old crappie. You old crappie, you. Another one, man. It don't get old either. It does not get old. Y'all, I'm going to show you here on my screen. So this right up here is what I'm casting to. You can see that dock pole there. I could probably increase my gain a little bit, make them stand out a little more. Those are those dock posts. And right up here is the fish that I'm catching. And from this angle where I'm at now, I can see them fish a little better. I couldn't see them when I come by the other direction. I didn't think there was very many left. And I've sat here and, you know, made some casts and kept catching them. Like, man, I'm catching more fish than what I'm seeing on the screen. It don't make any sense. But when I come over here, hit this dock from this angle, I notice the screen there. I see all the marks right up in there, and that's those crappie that I'm pulling out. And again, they're deep. This post right here, I've got my transducer pointing right there. That's that post. Those fish are way back up under there, past that first one back in there. So they're still here. They're still in good numbers. I just wasn't hitting them at the right angle when I come by here with the live scope. But now that it was obvious they were here as I kept reeling them in. But I'm like, man, it just didn't make sense why I wasn't seeing them. But anyway, enough talking. Back to casting. Oh, boom. Come on out from that dock, Mr. Crappie. You gotta be shown to the YouTube world. The YouTube universe wants to see you. If this water was a little clearer, we'd be able to see him doing his laps down there. But it is dark and muddy. That's another just slab, man. That's a slab crappie. Wow. I don't need to put him on the board because I can tell you he's between 12 and 13 inches. I've seen so many of them here that size. They're just all schooled up right there. Throw another one back up under there too. You know, another nice thing about this crappie magnet versus the gulp is the gulp. You know, the gulp plastic's very fragile. You know, you typically get usually 5 to 8 fish on a gulp minnow before you got to replace it. You know, it just gets torn and starts falling off the hook and stuff. Well, these crappie magnets are very durable plastic. There's another one. I mean, I've caught I don't know how many fish on this one. Tighten that drag a little bit more. Man, it's still good, you know. Man, he's a digging too. That's another nice crappie. Another nice crappie right there. Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good crappie right there. Holy cow, he's gonna jump too. Good crappie right there, man. Wow. Wow, look at that, y'all. Holy cow, it's a good crappie. Man, this one here is gonna go on. Oh, he's flopping around is what he's gonna do. Let's stick him here on the board because that one right there, he's another one about, what, 13 and a half? Dang, nice crappie. 13.5-inch crappie, man. Just a daggone slab. All right, crappie, go home. They gone. Well, y'all, my camera wasn't going, but I caught another one here. One of them old skid marks, one of them old racing stripes on it. Let's get him out of here. He's gonna be that fish there is gonna be the last one on video, I think. I've got some time left here to fish. Caught the heck out of some fish this afternoon, enough for 2 fairly long videos worth. But since I have got 2 videos out here and still got a little time left, I think I'm gonna put the cameras up and just do a little me time fishing and just enjoy what time I got left, and hopefully pull a few more out from this dock. And I may hit some more brush piles on the way back up through here too, and just see what I can get. But it has been an awesome afternoon for my regular audience. Again, you've seen 2 videos of the fish that I have caught today. Just some slab crappie, yellow bass. It's been fun. It's been a fun day. I hope you all have enjoyed it just half as much as what I have. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.